Hello A-Sven-gers, it's me, Svenny McG. I'm here again with another video on the Nintendo LABO Toy-Con 1 Variety Kit. Today we're going to be showing off the house. And it looks like it might be a little simplistic in nature, but today we're going to show you there are a couple games actually hidden in there. And beyond that, we're going to take a quick look today at what it takes to put one of these together. From pulling apart the cardboard to looking at the software itself, what has Nintendo put in front of us, how it functions, is it really simple to follow, does it look a little difficult? So we're going to take a look at some of that today just to see prior to actually exploring the house. If you missed the other video on the RC car, you're interested in that, I'll put a link below. So without further ado, let's get right into it and check it out. As always here, Nintendo is very descriptive with what we've got to do. So there are 5 steps that we're going to have to complete here. Pardon the camera's adjusting to the lights here. But you can see we're going to go from building the actual toy house to a couple of these, looks like ways we're going to be able to toggle the house, and finally put it all together to build the house itself. You can see the Joy-Con at the end there in the chimney. Now, of course, the primary thing everyone says with Nintendo Labo is, why all the cardboard? You're going to be buying all this cardboard from Nintendo. They're getting in the cardboard market. Well, I mean, you're not wrong. You can see here, this was the initial here, which of course holds the game itself, the game cart, and our spacer pack on top. Here's a packet of accessories. So of course we have the line for the fishing line, but there's all sorts of other pieces in here. You can see elastic bands, you can see the reflective tape for the RC car, and then that is a solid stack of all these individual sheets that we get to use for all these origami type projects here. So you know, it is a whole bunch of cardboard, but again, it's very fun to fabricate these things. It's very fun to play with these things, as we've had a lot of fun with the RC car. So I'm looking forward to continuing to build and see where the next project takes me. Now, just one other thing of note, you can see here when these are all stacked, it actually does follow a patterning. You can see all the serrations on the end here. And also, in addition to that, everything is clearly labeled in the top. So here you have a picture of the RC car, and this is the A sheet. Here's one for one of the next sets in the black. This one here, you can see for the fishing set here, A all the way through. And so here we are looking at this screen. We want A for the house. And you can see right away I'm going to be starting with sheets A and B in order to do it. So you can see very clearly here, these match up pretty nicely. There's the A sheet and the A sheet, you can see. So looking good, but again, another nice touch with Nintendo, making sure everything's clearly labeled, clearly identified, clearly color coded. And we're going to be ready to get started. So far so good. I've got my first piece created. This is the chimney of the house. This is where the Joy-Con is going to fit, and I'm actually going to start attaching it to this piece right here, which I've just folded. And per the instructions on the screen, we'll have it ready to go. Before I go too far, here's a very simplistic piece here. We're just going to fold these 2 O-rings here, and I just want to show the ingenuity here that's going into this. So you can see on screen, I'm just holding down the A button. We're just gonna proceed forward. Whenever you need to actually back up, you can just use the Y button. And to make it grin, the audio actually sounds like it's rewinding as you do that. But if you're not sure where these pieces are going to slide in right here, at any time, here the camera starts to tilt on its own. But I can actually, using the Joy-Con, I can actually manipulate the angle any which way we want here. I think that's great. You can really see where you're going to go with these pieces. You can check it out from any angle you want to, and I just think that's fantastic. So you can see here, when I hit A, we're going to go forward, and I can see that this piece now folded is going to slide in on the one side. And if I'm not convinced, I can look at it from any other angle I want. So I just wanted to bring that to the attention here, just how cool this actually is. It's very informative, very easy to follow along with the instructions here, and that's just a great job by Nintendo. All right, moving right along here, you can see I've constructed, we've got the back wall, we've got the floor, we've got a couple side walls here, the roof's coming along, the chimney's being installed. So it says just one wall to go, but it's the most important one. I am overflowing with confidence in your abilities, though. Thanks, Labo. So you can see with the final sheet here, one thing just to note, of course, when you get these, it's just a solid sheet of cardboard. So as you punch these out, as you can see, I've knocked out most of the pieces here, everything required thus far. You can see here the pieces that need to come out, and it's quite simple. Everything is perforated, so it's simply just pushing where it needs to go. But in most cases here, these pieces are marked of what needs to come out. And you can see that every time you go to start with a new piece, you can see exactly what needs to be knocked out, and then you can just continue to start from there. All right, we did it. We have our house built. Here is the chimney. We're going to slot the Joy-Con in here. We're going to put in the right one, you can tell. We got the flat side with the positive. And of course, we've got a roof. We're going to put the screen goes right here. And you can see here we have holes on either side to go through. That's where we're going to be putting in a couple pieces of our device here. So those pieces would be, we ended up manufacturing a couple switches here. Now this one here, we have a clicky bit installed in here, and we can actually, right here, and you can actually hear, we've got that guy. Here, this one is actually loaded with elastics, so you can toggle that. And of course we've got an on-off switch. The springy pieces here just making it float back up. So of course the technique that's going to be going on with this again is everything is going to be secretly through the infrared camera. And the infrared camera, again, once installed in the top, you're going to have slight things, maybe you're going to get some vibrations, etc. coming from the Joy-Con, but the primary thing is going to be installing pieces here, and then that infrared camera is going to look and it's going to see when you're activating these things. And that is really the whole trick behind the Labo kits. The camera is going to notice, it's going to see the thing spinning, and it's going to be able to tell which one is installed and when to take action. Alright, we have the screen installed in our house. We're ready to go. I had to kill the volume because of course I don't want to get a copyright strike here. But let's check it out. We're going to go to play and we're going to go to house. Make sure we're connected here. And push the plus sign. There it goes. Checking. Okay. And we're in. Okay, so we have it here in the house. Who's in there? Who's this guy?
I don't know.
You don't know his name yet, eh? What can he do?
He can do this.
What happens if you tell... Whoa! Oh, he's sliding around all over. What else can he do? Oh, he's chasing your finger.
Sometimes he gets dizzy.
He's jumping all over. He's chasing it just like a cat does. We have a couple special devices that are here. Try sticking this in the window here. Wow, look, a tap appeared. Okay, turn it on here. Twist it. Hey, when you twist it, water's coming. Oh, he's floating. Here, stop putting water in for a second. Let's see what happens. Whoa, look at that. Okay, try that one. See what happens. Okay, so it's all the way in. Now try twisting it. Whoa, it's too dizzy for him. See what happens if you go slow. Oh, what happened? He fell asleep. Okay, here, try this one. That's our spring button one. Oh, when you push it, it's turning the lights off and on. All right, and just a review here, but beyond those few functions, I just want to show you there are a couple other things you can do, notably when you put in more than one piece at once. So again, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put two pieces in here. And just be mindful that some of these actually will change depending upon which side you put each piece on. Candy! Now again, there are different configurations depending on where you go. Previously this one was the tap, and again underneath here we can use this to change the backgrounds. It's interesting that this is actually pretty close to an Ultra Hand, which was one of the first inventions, I believe, by Gunpei Yokoi, who worked for Nintendo, created the Game & Watch and Game Boys, etc. But again, let's focus on having the twist piece in the bottom, and again, by just adding in a different piece here, we're doing something altogether different. And having different games we can do here. Oh, twisting, turning. It's kind of a balloon pop. Avoid the guys on the way. Here's a configuration here by having the jump on the bottom. You can actually do like a skip rope function, but you kind of need two hands to do it, and it's difficult for me to hold this and show you at the same time. But again, you can crank it and show them jumping, or just continually get knocked off the can because I'm not doing so well. Here's another one where we can have our friend enter the fray and play like a bowling type game. Again, I'm steering him by twisting left or right. Piece of cheese. And again, here's another one of the more fun ones here. My boys enjoy this one. We're going to twist the propeller to get it going. And we push on the back spring. We're going to jump. We're going to try and avoid some of those bombs. And we're looking to get the candies. Finally, there is one other device here that you do create. It's these two boxes here on a string. But I'll save that one for another time. Let you check it out. Alright, well that was my quick little look again today at the house of the Nintendo LABO Toy-Con 1 Variety Kit. So we're having a lot of fun with this kit, and again, there's a few other items to still check out. So we're going to be exploring those in the next few videos. I encourage you to check them out. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like, comment, and I appreciate you taking the time to check it out today. As always, take care, be good to each other. Bye now.